If you are thinking about getting a new iPhone and you're wondering if the 128GB model is enough, this video is for you. I've been using 128GB models for nearly a year now, and I want to share my real experience. First, let's look at my current storage usage so you can get an idea about how I use my phone. As you can see, I have about 42 gigs of free space right now. I would say the average amount of free storage I have throughout the year is about 35 gigabytes. The biggest chunk is my photos at about 7.5 gigs. I don't take many daily photos, but I do take a lot when I travel. These 7 gigs of photos are all from a 4-day trip, about 500 photos and 30 videos in 4K. They are all in high-efficiency format. Next, let's look at my apps. YouTube. I don't have any offline video, but it takes almost 3 gigs. On my iPhone, I know there are 3 TV episodes. WeChat, 2.5. That includes a few months of chat history. Instagram. I don't have any draft saved in the app, but it still takes 2.48 gigabytes. YouTube Music. I have about 180 songs downloaded over here. Health. This includes more than 7 years worth of data from my Apple Watch. Apple Music. I didn't download any song. I think they're just cached like album covers, including those animated one and other stuff. Then you can see day-to-day apps like social media, productivity, transportation, food and drink, and so on. I don't have any games installed, and also I don't offload apps to save space. I have everything I need daily installed on my phone, and to save space, I just try to keep my photo album and media to a minimum. Here are a couple things you need to know before getting a 128GB iPhone. First, the system files themselves take up a lot of space. iOS. That includes the operating system and the on-device model for Apple Intelligence. You really need to make sure you have enough space if you want to use all the AI features. System data. This includes caches and things the system needs. This might change from time to time, but it definitely takes a lot of space. As you can see, all those system files already take 30% of the entire phone, so I don't really have that much space to begin with. Second, the caches from the apps you install can also accumulate quickly. For example, my YouTube and Instagram, the app sizes are really not that large, but their data just take a lot of space. Some apps give you the option to clean caches manually, but for many apps, you can't really do anything about it. You can wait for the app to clean the cache by itself, which happens sometimes, or you can just delete the app and reinstall it. The third thing you need to know is that the small storage is really not friendly for using your phone as a camera. Whenever I'm capturing something, I always worry about the storage. I have to constantly transfer photos to my computer. I use the high-efficiency format, so each photo is not that huge. But with live photo enabled, each photo still takes about 7 to 8 megabytes. For videos, if you choose high-efficiency HEVC codec, 1 minute of 4K 30 FPS video takes about 170 megabytes. I also noticed a small phone is not good for memory keeping. On my 128GB iPhone, I only feel comfortable keeping the photos from my last 1 or 2 trips. Many times I'll be talking with my family and friends, and when I want to show them a picture from the past, I realize it's not on my phone anymore. That's such a bummer. I used to have a 512GB iPhone, and I never worry about deleting old photos. I even had space to sync 10 years worth of photos from my Mac. That's a huge difference. This also limits my ability to use the great features from the iOS Photos app. I cannot fully utilize the enhanced search function, memories, or the Apple Intelligence-powered memory movie creator. I realize they are actually very underrated features because every time I see the old photos they show me, they always brighten my day. I also cannot enjoy the photo shuffle feature over the lock screen. The new lock screen design in iOS 26 actually looks really neat with your own photos. Unfortunately, I don't have enough photos to cycle through. In addition, if you have one of the Pro models and you want to use your phone to film Apple ProRes lock video, you need to know that with the native camera app, the highest quality the 128 model can capture on device is only at 1080p 30 fps. For 1080p 60 fps and all 4K resolutions and frame rates, you will have to plug in an external drive. To get away with this and save some space, you can set the codec to HEVC using third-party camera apps like the Blackmagic Camera or Final Cut Camera. But you will need to bear the lower quality compared to ProRes. The next thing you should know is that with a smaller storage, you will always need to juggle files. For example, if I'm traveling and I want to download some movies or TV shows to watch on my flight, I have to be very selective. With my 512 phone, I can download the whole season of the show without a second thought. But with my 128 phone, I only feel comfortable download like 3 episodes, and then after I watch them, I need to delete them and download some new episodes. If I had the chance to choose again, I would definitely get at least 256 GB of storage. When I was using my 512 gigs iPhone, my average usage was around 160 or 170, something like that, so 256 is more than enough for me. But if you have to choose the 128 gig model, no matter it's because of the budget or the model availability, you can still make it work, just like me. Here are my 2 solutions. First, use cloud storage. You can subscribe to iCloud to back up your photos and videos and delete them from your phone. But this is also a compromise. One of the reasons we choose 128 is to save some cash. So paying an extra monthly subscription kind of defeats the purpose. But I find Google Photos to be a very nice alternative. A free Google account provides 15 gigs of storage, which is a lot larger than iCloud's 5 gigabytes. The auto backup experience is also pretty smooth. Second, use an external storage. This could be a portable SSD, a small hard drive. You can keep it in your bag and dump your photos and videos on it, or directly read large files from it. If you have an SSD that is fast enough, you can directly film those large ProRes files onto it. I used to use my Samsung T9 SSD, and it has been a really solid companion. Recently, I'm trying an even more portable storage. This is the Zyke Z791C extended storage. Zyke sent it to me to review, and after using it for a month, I feel like I love it even more than my previous SSDs. The device itself is very compact and lightweight. When I have it plugged in while filming videos, the small body doesn't make my phone uncomfortable to hold. You can also snap it onto the back of your phone through MagSafe and connect it to your phone with the extended cable. It has a fast SSD built in. They are basically the same speeds you can get on an iPhone or Mac with popular portable SSDs, such as the ones from Samsung and SanDisk. It supports Apple ProRes recording up to 4K 100 fps without any drop frames. With USB-C, you can use it on all sorts of devices, including iPhones, iPads, Android phones, and laptops. As we all know, SSD is quite easy to get hot while using, but this one actually has a cooling fan built in. When I film videos or transfer files for a long period of time, even though the device itself gets warm, I don't get any performance hit, and the transfer speed is still stable. I also noticed that using an external SSD tend to drain batteries a little faster. But this drive gives you an USB-C port over here. You can use it to charge your phone while using the drive or connect to other accessories such as headphones and mics. This little drive has become very handy for me. I use it to store large files and film ProRes videos. When I'm short on space, I even record any format of videos directly onto this drive by using Final Cut Camera or Blackmagic Camera app. It really helps my 128GB iPhone last longer. If you are interested in this drive, check out the link in the description. You can also use my code for 20% off. Okay, so here are my recommendations. The 128 model can work, but it's not a great experience. You have to constantly manage your photos, apps, and files, and the storage anxiety is always there. So for most people, I would recommend getting at least 256. But if you have to choose 128, you can definitely make it work by using the methods I talked about earlier. So that's all for today's video. I want to know, how much storage do you have on your iPhone? And what's your experience like with it? Let us know in the comments. If you find this video useful, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more tech-related content, be sure to subscribe. Now check out some other videos of mine. I'm sure you'll be interested as well. Have a nice day.